It was a really tumultuous decision, really, for me, because we had lived where we were and been in the church for 18 years. To leave all that in the middle of COVID seemed insane.
We had our focus on North Idaho, not really knowing exactly how it was going to work out. But we came on this house hunting trip. We had a showing on a Sunday afternoon. Well, we were determined to go to church. There was a parking lot full of cars on a Sunday morning at a high school, and I said, there must be a church meeting there. Let's check it out. We walked in, and people were so friendly, and it requires a 6 a.m. setup on Sunday mornings. And I started inquiring about that and finding out the amazing commitment of a group of people who show up 6 a.m. to make this happen in the weather, the winter weather. I'm like, wow.
We were talking about life groups, and I was like, I'm not sure about this life group thing. And there was an event happening at the school, and we were putting away tables. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, this is Christy Blaze, and we're helping put tables away. And somehow the conversation came up, and she said, well, we'd really like to host a new life group, but our house is kind of under remodel construction. And out of my mouth comes, oh, maybe you could have it at our house. Then she came over and said, do you really want to do this? Or is this something that you love? And I said, actually, it's an area where God is really growing me. But I just knew God was saying, trust me in this.
There was 3 couples in this group, including us, that were pretty new. And the other ones were, seasoned veterans, if you want to say that. But the participation from everybody was so good. It was just that freedom to share. One of the main purposes of a life group is to get connected to other people in the church, because on Sunday you can say hi, how are you, and goodbye. But in a life group, you get to know people.
I personally was kind of freaked out in the beginning because Jim and Christy were coming, and then they were really good friends with another couple, and she was the therapist, and I was like, oh great, we've got the pastor and a therapist, and here's us, we're kind of a mess right now. There were not expectations that you had to perform or be at a certain level. It was always the freedom to be really real.
Never felt any judgment on anything that was shared by myself or anybody else in the room. That creates that safe environment on a relational basis.
These people are becoming like real friends. He has a great story of one of the guys in our group came over and he was so excited to sit on his tractor, and he came from California, he'd never been on a tractor before, and the guy was like, it was the cat's meow.
It was a fun day.
If you have tried a life group and it wasn't a good fit, don't give up. There are lots of different ones, and God has a place for every single person.
You've got to make a connection. I think that's what God encourages us to do. And it probably doesn't happen until you just take that step, a small step of faith.